Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tutorials of Tone. My name is Alex. Thank you so much for watching this video. What we're talking about today, Downtown by Lady A. If you're in a co-ed country band, this is a perfect mid-tempo song to keep everybody on their feet, singing along, and rocking out. Let's dive right into this preset. First up, we have our input block. Everything is at stock settings except the threshold of our gate is at negative 47.5 dB. This is where I like having it for my Morris Music Man guitars as well as my Fender Tele. The two guitars I bring to any country gig. For the most part, I'm on the middle position, both neck and bridge, but when we get to that rock and solo later in the tune or during the choruses with a little more overdrive, I am switching to the bridge pickup of either guitar. From our input, we are running straight into a twin reverb silver face, very neutral settings across the board. Our presence is turned up a little beyond noon, a little bit of depth in there for some power amp low end, and our master volume is at 2 o'clock. We have a low cut of 80 Hz and a high cut of 8500 Hz in the input EQ of the amp block. We're running that amp into a 2x12 twin reverb pair of cabs, with a 57 as the bulk of our tone and a 421 rolled off 2.5 dB. Nothing to speak of for a low cut in the cab, but there is a 10K high cut. We're running that in parallel to a medium room reverb, very stock settings here, except our level, being that we're in parallel, is at negative 15 dB. This gives us a nice little breath so everything's not so sterile when you're listening back to live recordings or a board recording. Also in parallel, there is a mono tape delay set to a quarter note. Our quarter note is at 172. This is brought in with the expression pedal, as you can see on the input gain. So for the end of the tune, you can have that nice lingering decay for that delay and really bring to life the studio track. For our overdrive tone, we are using a Matchless Chieftain. Again, very neutral settings, though we do have the cut engaged to get rid of some of that unwanted low end. Our master and our gains are turned up to 7, and our input EQ has an 80 Hz low cut, 8500 Hz high cut, running into a pair of matchless cabs with a 57 and then again a 421 rolled off 2.5 dB. Nothing to speak of for the low cut and a 10K high cut on that cab. That sounds like this. A nice mid-gain overdrive for this country staple. For our lead tone, we are not changing anything from our overdriven tone. No boosts, no modifications. All we're doing is bringing up the level of our entire sound, 3 dB, as is lead boosting tradition. We bring it right back down as we see fit. Now you may be wondering why we skipped over the pitch block initially. Well, this is an additive accessory. You don't have to employ it, but if you so choose, this can be quite useful for employing that dual guitar harmony line at the top of the tune. This little cheat code is the dual diatonic pitch harmonizing type. We have a third below in the key of E, the original recorded key. That level is set to 100. Level 2 is set to 0%. We're not adding in any unity. Input gain is at 100%. Mix is at 37.5%. So we're just under that lead voice that we are playing with our guitar. And the level to compensate for the dip from bringing this effect in is set to 3 dB. Got a 10K high cut on this block. In our master mod section, we do have our detector source set to input 1. So it's directly reading your guitar's input as opposed to block in, which would be reading your input into the amp, into the pitch block. Our pitch tracking is set to fast, as this is a single note line, and it is very helpful for reading this effectively. So if you don't want to hear it You hold FC2 and you get this. But that doesn't sound quite right, does it? The second to last mini phrase is in fourths instead of thirds. What we could do, if you so choose, is attach the harmony to a modifier, being pedal 1. We will set our max, so our toe down, to a fourth, and our heel down to a third below. So now, when we play this, we get this. Works really well, but as you could hear in the FM3 version, that is tied to one expression pedal, as is our delay send. We would have to take this input gain, which is on for all three scenes, and assign it to a single channel. Maybe we assign it to channel A. So only on channel A will this work, as it is now. And then for our lead scene, we copy channel A to channel B. So when we switch over to our leads, we can engage. And here we go. Smooth. It works. This is a modification you can do to this preset if you so choose, but if you are running multiple expression pedals, you can have your delay throw on one and your pitch block on the other. So you can change that harmony without sacrificing your delay or not having any delay at all in that section. Each of these configurations and modifications is made available to you whether you're playing the Axe FX3, the FM9, or FM3 with your favorite telly or single coil pickup guitar, or your humbucker-laden axe like the Morse Music Man via the Gumroad store. The Country Pack has all of these presets and more. So many different presets for any country band situation, from really old school stuff like Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, all the way up to modern day hits from all of the country classics of the day. That about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you get the most out of your unit on your next country gig. If you enjoyed this video, there are plenty more throughout the channel that you can check out. Gear reviews, playthroughs, tutorials of tones, and Fractal 101s. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time.